Alright, here we have a quick test of the new make an instance of a master feature. So these are all custom components called Hello World, and here is the enormous code for the Hello World. So it basically says I've got a component, I've got a couple of properties, I've got an event I can raise, I'm going to create a rectangle just to show you can still do normal things, and then I'm going to create a master. And the neat thing is that master, sorry, I'm going to create a master. And the neat thing is that master, which is labeled master, creates any components it has alongside of it. And then in the refresh function, I'm going to update the fill color of the background, which is this rectangle that we've defined external. And then I'm actually going to get by name out of it the button and update the caption. And then I've got an event when you click on it, a new unique event, which I'm going to respond to. So if we look on the page here, here's my three objects. I can change their colors, and those colors apply because that's the background rectangle, but I can also change the text. So my three, and it's going to update the caption inside the master. And when I run it, I've currently got an action on the buttons that clicks and does something, and then I've got an overall action that I've added, which is the event that I've bound to. So if I look at that here under actions, I've done that bounce event. So the spin is an internal function inside the master. The play is calling this select event I've raised. But if I go into the masters, here's my master. So what if I wanted to move, I know this to the right and put the button on the left, and maybe I might want to change this. I don't like how how round the corners are. I want it to be a little more straighter like that, and maybe I want to change the bevel width. There we go. Let's go back and see how that looks. Cool. Now my instances are all looking nice. The buttons still click, things still rotate. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. So essentially this means you can now separate kind of a lot of the design stuff. This is labeled my butt. That's just whatever arbitrary name I want to give it, but as long as that name is spelt the same, when my custom component now utilizes this overall master labeled down here by the page master page name, it is now picking up and instantiating all of those components, and then the custom control can now address just by using this new, so create new component from master makes them, and get component by name gets those named components out of the master. And just out of interest, when you create component from master, or in fact if you were to create this rectangle, there's now a parameter you can put on the end and call this my rectangle. So you can now give this component a name, and you could also retrieve this by name rather than having to use the index, which I think is a bit tidier and kind of easier for people in terms of the code reading. But obviously this is super useful when it comes to allowing designers and developers to work together, because now as long as I create something with that appropriate name inside my master, it's going to correctly bind and set the text property of that object. So yeah, so this is a generic, in this case a button that I've created, but could be any object that has a text property, and that's automatically going to get written over with those captions that I've set in my property or anywhere else in my code or my data binding or anything. So yes, this now allows us to make templated custom components, so pretty damn cool. Cheers.